we go. Episode 3, as they said in Funny Horsey. Episode 3. Episode 3. Funny Horsey. We're really getting into some internet esoterica, aren't we? Anyway, so here's a Crash Bandicoot fact coming at you real fast. In the earlier drafts of the game, Crash Bandicoot was gonna be much more talkative. He was essentially gonna be like Gex, where he was gonna have a bunch of shallow pop culture references he was gonna say all the time, and Jack, don't go. What the fuck do they say on Titanic? This is a disaster of Titanic proportions. I haven't seen the movie in full. That sucked. Anyway, ice physics, huh? I remember the ice physics being screwed up in the remakes. You know, the people who made the remakes, they really tried, but there were just lots of small things here and there. There were the birds that duck their heads into the ground too fast, as mentioned in the last episode. The ice physics were wrong, and I think they figured out that the hitboxes on Crash's shoes were incorrect as well, but I think they patched that later. But anyway, I'm glad that the development staff didn't go with the earlier draft of Crash that talks far too much. If he was just like a TV that was just flipping from channel to channel constantly, imagine how annoying that would have been. Imagine knowing somebody in real life who's like that. That would just be awful. Just reference every day. I'm so glad I don't know anybody like that. I don't know, Tabby. Okay, let's go to bonus world here. Surprisingly, that one didn't have a transition. You just flop right into it. You gotta do the flop like that Tom Ska video. Tom Ska, famous for As-Def movie and fuck. I was trying to get a slide, so I could get a higher jump, but life doesn't always work out that way. Anyway, what was Tom Ska famous for? There's As-Def movie, and there's the Mine Turtle, and there's Tom Ska behind your sofa. Yeah, truly he is a man with a varied portfolio. So yeah, I'm not going for break all the boxes and get all the gems run, by the way. I'll try to get as many as I can, but my Crash Bandicoot skills simply aren't there. And the fact that Oni Plays managed to accomplish such a thing is truly incredible. The fact that the Let's Players that are actually talented at the game, you don't see that very often. They broke every single box and found all the secrets. Good for them. Crash Bandicoot experts. I've been making a lot of passing references to the Oni Plays Crash Bandicoot 2 series, and honestly, I can't help it. Even 6 years later, that was the best series they ever did. A perfect balance of competent gameplay, good jokes, and good edits. It's inspirational, I tell you. By me doing this same game, truly I am standing on the shoulders of a giant. Okay, take the dicks out of your mouth, Jesus Christ.
Listen up. We are not without enemies. Some of them you may even recognize, although they cannot harm you inside this warp room.
But yeah, I miss 2016 era Oni Plays and the weird conversations they would have about television obscura, and that episode of Fat Albert that came out back when it was still socially acceptable to say someone was retarded, and he may be retarded up here, but he's not retarded in here. That was an actual quote from the episode. Okay, so here we got Ripperoo. I'm not sure what the theme is, because he's like a gentlemanly professor, but then he's also like a crazy guy at the same time. maybe he dabbled too far into dark arts and forbidden information, and it drove him mad. Just like who's somebody that went mad? Randy Quaid. Yeah, that's what happened. Ripperoo was just like Randy Quaid.
This show sucks. Let's go watch Wumpa Lewis instead.
You guys ever play that Crash Bandicoot Game Boy Advance game where he had that crossover with Spyro? At that point in the history of the series, I guess he was definitely on the downslide in terms of popularity. Both Crash and Spyro, that is. And so, out of desperation, Activision thought, let's do a crossover. This'll be the best combination of characters since Sub-Lo and Tangy Mustard. This franchise has definitely had its ups and downs over the years, and you gotta wonder where things are gonna go with the Microsoft buyout. Whether that'll be a positive or a negative. People act like Microsoft buying these studios is like saving them somehow, and that's gonna be a boon to all the employees that work there, but historically, has Microsoft ever actually managed a studio well? I mean, they couldn't manage Ensemble, and they certainly couldn't manage Rare. I suppose only time will tell. On some level, I'm kind of excited at the idea of the console wars making a comeback. Lots of fun marketing material came from the old console wars. You remember those commercials where the man in the Crash Bandicoot suit went to Nintendo's headquarters with a big megaphone, and he was shouting horrible things at them, and, hey, why don't you come up here? Why don't you come down here and... whatever it is. I was trying to do an impression of that, what people say at basketball games where they taunt the players, and, hey, why don't you come up here and kick my ass? Then there was the Malice at the Palace of 2004, where the players actually did come up there and kick the fans' ass. And it was awesome. I would have been in elementary school when that shit went down, and I remember the Monday morning after, before class could even start, we had to have like a sit down and like actually discuss what happened over the weekend with the Malice at the Palace, because I guess class couldn't start until we cleared the air, because everybody was so taken away in talking about it. And God, that is the ultimate 2000s experience. We can't start class until we clear the air about the Malice at the Palace. I feel like I bring that up about maybe 1 out of every 10 episodes, but I can't help it. It's just so damned amazing. I love it when live events go horribly awry. Lord Jesus. But anyway, with those old Crash Bandicoot commercials where he went to the Nintendo headquarters, do you think he went all the way to the Kyoto headquarters, or was it the one in Seattle? I'm sure there's some smelly Nintendo nerd out there with blue hair who can clear us up on that one. They can probably tell the difference between the two buildings just by looking at them. That's sort of the Chugga Conroy level Nintendo knowledge. Good old Chugga Conroy, he's my hero in a sense. He's what I strive to be. I'm gonna be the next Chugga Conroy, except maybe I'm gonna be a bit funnier and a bit worse at the gameplay. It's like when you pick your stats for an RPG character, he put all of his stats into game knowledge and skill rather than comedy. I mean, occasionally he does have a good joke, but he definitely slants more towards the educational side of things. Shit, I missed the middle crate. Hold on, let's try to... whoops. I cut it too early, and I guess we just gave it a Sopranos ending. Anyway, yeah, I would have missed the jump trying to get back from the middle crate to the platform.